This movie was very emotional. It was quite moving. Not gonna lie, I may have ugly cried a little bit in it, but it made me so incredibly happy to see both you and Colin Firth on screen together. I didn't know I needed it, but I did. Now, you guys were originally cast in each other's roles, and then prior to production, you swapped.
Yes.
How does that happen, or why does that happen?
It almost never happens. And it happened because Colin said, I think we should swap roles. And I said, I have been thinking the same thing. But you can't really go to an actor unless that actor's a very good friend of yours and make that suggestion. That just doesn't happen. Um, so I said, yeah, I think you're right. So we went to Harry. Harry looked at us like we were slightly insane and we're going to be the worst people to work with ever. And then he said, let's read it. So we read it both ways, and then we all went, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, Harry, how do you react to that as a director? Your two leads coming to you and saying, "Well, I think we should swap."
I quit,
You quit.
and then persuaded back. No. Well, I mean, it was just an amazing experience to watch both of Stanley and Colin read the parts and then swap the parts. You know, kind of an amazing experience to be part of that. And you've got to trust people's instinct, I think, a lot of the time. But I'm pretty sure that the decision we made was the right one. I can't, it's difficult to see it the other way around now. It's funny how these things work, isn't it?
You know, one thing I really enjoyed about the movie and really appreciated is I never felt like it was trying to force me to feel a certain way. You know, films like this often get overly sentimental very quickly, and I never felt that watching it. I felt like I was almost invited in to watch and experience this couple go through this excruciatingly painful process. And it just felt so subtle and it felt so grounded. How do you find that balance as a writer and director? And then how do you find it as a performer bringing that to life?
It's a good question. It was certainly my intention, yeah, not to make it sentimental, because I think if you want to be as truthful as you can to the material, and often this stuff, as you know, if you've lived through it a bit, isn't really very sentimental at all. So you have to try your best not to make it that. And I think, yeah, the subtlety does have to come in the script. I think the script stage is incredibly important. Generating that atmosphere on the page is important for everyone, not least Colin and Stanley, first reading it. And then through the entire process, you have to trust that subtlety is going to be profound, and hopefully it is that.
Yeah, and for me, I mean, when the script came to me, I saw, you just saw instantly how beautifully it was written. There was a restraint to it, but it was truthful. It felt very real. And but there was a poetry to it, and it was dramatic without being melodramatic. And so it was our job to live up to that, to properly create the tone, bring that tone to life.
And you and Colin spent a lot of time in an RV together filming. Did you? And I know you guys are friends prior to this, but
Yeah.
was that fun just being able to be with each other in a very closed space as opposed to a larger than life set somewhere, just
Yeah,
getting
no,
to act together?
yeah, it was great. I mean, making little movies is very satisfying when you're with people who are good at it, and
Yeah.
Harry's good at it, and Colin's good at it, and so it didn't really matter. It didn't really make a difference. So you have to find the three brightest lights there that make the triangle.
These ones.
Mm-hmm. And that's where the Milky Way is. It's good to get back on the road again, don't you think? But how about just exploring the outer regions of fifth gear? How are you?
I thought we'd have a party.
I'm on the edge. All right. If you had one wish in the world, what would it be?
I wish this holiday wouldn't end.
So can you tell that it's gotten worse? I'd like to make a speech. Well, maybe Sam will do it for me.
I'd love to.
Why don't you do it for me?
Now, as most of you will know, I am slowly losing my ability to remember. And I definitely wouldn't be here if it weren't for this man next to me.
I want to be remembered for who I was, but not for who I'm about to become.
It's not fair to you.
It's not about fair, it's about love.
No, Sam.
I want to see this through with you to the end. Tusker! Hey, sorry.
You know, a very wise man once said, "We will not starve for lack of wonders, but from lack of wonder."